What's up, my guy? We in week 51, dog. You held it down for a whole year. If you live one more week and do the last one. We are actually, this is a very special edition. We're in a whole nother state, man. I'm in Georgia. It's actually the day after XMAS, so you know, happy day after Christmas. It's been cool. We came down here so my older can get that experience with both families, celebrating together, whatever. We did it 2 years ago, and I ain't locking into this every other year type thing, but whatever. And Merriam-Webster's word of the day is grandiose, which is intended to be impressive, but not possible or practical. So, do with that information what you will. Start with it working out. One spin, that's it. Whatever. No rugs. And it's been really warm. Like, I just kicked myself in the butt about that. Like, dog, you don't get me wrong though. Like, I've been, grinding with the business. I'm gonna have to sit down when I get home to write down how many jobs I've done, because I've been super slack with that, like keeping up with the jobs. I'm so far behind. I'm trying to get all my weeks that I've recorded, uploaded, and somewhere in there, I know that, but I think around like 35 and 30, I know it's 35 and 36 that I confuse for sure, but it's like another week in there somewhere where I found it sitting in my phone, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, what week is this? And I don't know. Like, I think I said 2 weeks in a row I said 35, and I know one of them was 36, but that one is right around that same time. So I don't know if it's 34, 35, 36, 37, or 38. I don't know. But what I can say, and what's something that, because of all this confusion, that I am aiming for and planning on being better about in 2026 is actually getting on top of it and upload. And as soon as I do it, one of the cats that I grew up playing basketball against is really taking off with social media and YouTube and everything like that, like with the editing and stuff. I had reached out to him months ago, like I think at least 4 or 5 months ago, and I thought he just, in the famous words of James and Fu, had aired me or whatever, but he didn't. He responded, and I didn't see his response until like maybe a week or two ago, and I was like, yo, bro, I did not see you respond or whatever. He was like, what's going on? I was like, I've been messing with this YouTube stuff or whatever, like. And I think in my case, or he thinks that I'm trying to do like him. Like I said, this is for me or whatever. I don't advertise. I don't tell nobody about it. This is really like my own personal thing. So like I say, each week to week, I can look back and, like with December the 4th when it came, I was the thing that kicked all this off. I was able to look back and see, how I felt a year ago. Like I said, when this whole thing got started, and man, my motherfucking feelings hurt, dog. This ain't it, but. And I didn't have, it was just anger and hurt in that moment. But like I said, to be able to go back and look at it, it lit a fire. And then, so, like I say, to week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, I don't remember exactly what week it was. I don't have to remember, because this is the whole point of recording. I don't have to remember. I can go back in February, whatever it was, or March, whatever it was, when I met Miss Maria, I can document. I have it documented and can pinpoint when the fire was lit, which week it was like, yo, I did this with my cousin and this with my homegirl, and I liked that or whatever. And they, said this, and then I met Miss Maria, and she was like, no, it don't take all that to do it. Just go ahead and do it. Do this. It's these many steps to get started. And, then that next week I came back and, Miss Maria, I did this. I did step 1, and then I got step 2 documented. So, I don't have to remember it. I could see where I was at, how I felt that week. But I gotta stay on top of, definitely, like I said, I wanna do my best to stay committed to those wins. It's like the day of. And it's not even hard. It's just, hey, let's stop. I think, I done spoke for over an hour before. I'm pretty sure I got one of these weeks that was over an hour. I know I done had 45 minutes, probably twice, 2-3 times this year, you know what I'm saying? But, bro, it's an hour out of the day. Let's do it now and go ahead and upload it. We can edit it and all that crap later or whatever, or a title. But, just staying on top of it or whatever. So, like I said, man, a year, I'm really, I can say that although I didn't stay on, as far as, doing the Wednesdays or recording on it and all that, every week, a video was recorded. I feel good about that. That's an accomplishment. Now, the 3 times a week, all the exercise and stuff, drop the ball for sure. But again, What's nice also is, like I say, I could pinpoint and see. I know exactly where I am. Like, even with my weight and the exercising, I checked it just now, and I'm still down about 10 pounds from where I was this time last year. Hey, a win is a win. I ain't under my goal weight or whatever, and I could probably do a flush clean out, sauna at the crib, and I can't say I won't, depending on how bad I want to get there or whatever. Now, I ate good, because like I said, we in Georgia at my oldest son's house with his moms and stepdad and all that or whatever, and that woman can cook. She can cook, man. So I ate good. Them boys scraped up. They've had her cooking before, but never like soul food. I forgot, what she done made before, but this right here, I don't even know. No, matter of fact, I don't even know they done had her cooking. I think, if I ain't mistaken, half the time, no, she probably cooked for that. Did she cook for Christmas 2 years ago? I don't know, man. I can't remember. But they thrashed. Oh, yeah, that food was delicious. So we ate good or whatever, and I'm going to give me a plate for the road, too, or whatever. So, these 2 days, I probably put on 2-3 pounds or whatever. But, get home and I'm going to grind it out, because I've been saying, August, I got 60 days to my birthday, and then my birthday, I got this. Nope. I'm grinding every day the rest of this year till New Year's. We're going to see what we can get to. Clean out January 1st, and we're going to take off and see, what we can get to. Like I said, it's all going to be documented this year, too. You know what I'm saying? So, but a really good year, man. All in. Did I say that on the... No, I didn't say that on the last one, because it had happy year. Oh, my God. So, wait. Work has still been fine. I just finished it was actually Friday today, because XMAS was yesterday. And Wednesday, I know I wasn't gonna record on Wednesday, because I was like, if I'm gonna do it Christmas. But yesterday I just didn't get around to it. We drove down on Christmas Day. Fortunately, wasn't no traffic, stores wasn't too crazy, and just been hanging out here or whatever. So I didn't get to get to it yesterday. Here we are today. Whatever. I'm fine with this one. So, like I said, we what's that? Work. Yeah, like I said, work was cool. Finished my meeting. Most of the people out of the office. I'd be very surprised if anybody sends me any work today. Because even if a lot of the financial advisors that we deal with, they're not working. They took off for the holiday to be with their family. So, enjoy yourself. That was work. So, business-wise, because I got to sit down and write all those down. So, that would have been between last Wednesday and today. Let me see. Last Wednesday. Nothing that I remember. Thursday, I don't think so. What jobs have I done? Oh my gosh. This is why you write them. This is why I definitely fell off with that. I'm gonna be better about documenting my business or whatever. Especially, tax purposes and all that. But I know, was that Saturday? No, it was before Christmas, so that was the other day. Man, this sucks. I know I did that for last week. I don't think I had no jobs. I just lifted a couple of times and kind of, chilled and hung out or whatever. That's what I'm going to say. Only job that I remember for sure is the one I did for my client who had the gazebo. Then we did the, like I said, the patio or deck or whatever. And he said it lasted at the party. But the next day, the wind blew it. So it blew off like the far side that was closest to the lake or whatever. It blew that side down. And he was like, can you reinforce it again or whatever? So where we had skipped some and like Jimmy rigged it and tied in some string and stuff, I just cut the string, bought enough for the zip ties for each ring that we had to have its own zip tie. And I bought more of the hoops too. So every hoop in the, what you call that thing? Every hoop on the tarp that I was using could have its own. So it should, it should be a lot stronger versus, okay, it's like every 2 or 3 rings got a ring. Every 2 or 3, hoops, rings or whatever in the tarp has a hoop to go through it in a zip tie. And then the rest of it just strung. That leaves a lot of slack and loose space or whatever. So cut all the slack out. Everyone is tied in now. Everyone is reinforced. So I took my time to cut the tails off and everything. So he was very satisfied with that or whatever. So that's the only job I remember. Like I said, we knocked that out cool. Let me see. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. That was the business. I know, like I said, I did that one. No, I did do another one. Oh my God. What did I do? Oh, okay, I remember. I know I spoke about them before. I don't want to say an odd couple. They're nice to me for sure. The husband is, like I say, I loosely use this. As a matter of fact, I got my other phone. Google is the thing. Type A personality. Yep, what is that? I think, according to Google, a type A personality is characterized by ambition, competitiveness, a strong sense of urgency, and a drive for achievement, often leading to being organized, hardworking, and result-oriented, but also potentially impatient, stressed, and prone to hostility and workaholism. Yep, that's that man. He type A for sure. Like, I'm working, and I done had people sit there while I'm working or whatever, but it's not just sitting there while I'm working. It's, you know, and nothing wrong with curiosity or whatever. Like, hey, you know, why are you doing X, Y, Z, whatever. He's watching most of the time. He didn't watch as much this time as the time before. But he watched me work. He does that a lot. All right, cool, whatever. Ain't tripping off of that. But, you know, and I mean, like I say, type A, like very organized and neat, so he'll have things numbered, marked off, cool, that's fine, no issue there. It'll be more so like, kind of like I said with the guy with the deck or whatever. You can tell that they're leaders and used to having power or whatever. Hey, that's, you got power over other stuff. You don't got customer always right, but hey, let me work, man. So he's standing there watching me working. Like I said, my biggest issue is the way he speaks to his wife, but that's not my place to speak on. But just real dismissive of her. And like I say, snapping his fingers at her, hissing at her like she a cat. And literally like making sounds like that. Like, stop talking or go away. Like, you're doing too much. No, dog, she be chilling. Whatever, not my business. Let me hurry up and finish so I can get out. I know his birthday in a few days. He'll be, I think he said 78, 79. And they done been together longer than I've been alive. Again, not my business. I just try to knock out what I can to get up out of there. So I hung some curtains for them. Helped them move some furniture around, lift his desk so he could straighten out a carpet or rug, whatever they had under. So they were satisfied and appreciative of that. So yeah, I had those two. Those are the two that I recall. Again, might be forgetting one. I know I'm over 100 jobs now, and that's trash. If I'm over 100 and the last one that wasn't it, I'd be mad, because that means I missed it and I didn't, you know, not make a big deal out of it, but I didn't celebrate it or document. Hey man, you know, I mean, I can go back or whatever and put the title, but I won't have said it in this video because I don't know when it was. It was already passed, you know what I mean? But business has gone well, man. Like I said, we 1 week away, not even a week now. We 5 days, I think, from the new year. So super excited about that. And like I say, you know, I'm gonna get more things to be more organized and stay on top of my business, and that it don't have to be a whole big thing or, you know, I gotta no. When you say you're gonna do something, do it right then. That's it. That's my change for 2026. Stop procrastinating. Hey man, we need to, before I can say do XYZ, I need to be getting up and be going to do or doing whatever XYZ is before I even say it. You know what I mean? Like, that's my goal. That is a drastic change, and I know sometimes they say, you know, small changes, little bits or whatever, and they all add up. But for me, it's small or whatever. Even if I don't finish, at least start it, because the little things add up. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's, you know, the biggest thing or whatever. You know, just getting excited and ready for that. Dang, I wasn't even supposed to be talking about Christmas, because that's week 52. Whatever. It what it is. But it was a pretty solid week, with the exception of, and I don't, besides December the 4th, I done got all the way away from this and really don't do this no more. But let me show you how they be doing on all the other videos or whatever. Nobody prepares you for going from this. Let me get to this. Hang on. Nothing or nobody prepares you to go from this. Can you see my phone? Can I see my phone? I know you. It's just me. So this was in May, right? That was my hair in May. I went to get a shape up, new barber. I had a little bit of break off and damage or whatever. And he was like, again, I can even that all out for you or whatever. And I'm like, all right. I'm thinking he's saying like clip ends so they're even. Before I left home, because I had just got these, like this little self-twisting thing or whatever, so I could twist my own hair. I'm like, oh man, we in there. I'm gonna go get this shape up from him. I'm gonna get home, Probably take me maybe 2 hours, if that, or whatever, to use the machine, twist my hair how I wanted to. Be ready for Christmas, New Year's, going into the New Year. Boom, New Year, new me. You know, and I like my little independence. So, and I'm doing my own hair, first time in my life. We in there. Dog, when I left home, like I said, that was May. It's December now. The pictures I looked at are from May. It's December. So, like I said, I had some damage, some breaking off, whatever, but my hair was that long in some spots or whatever, but it was somewhere hair broke off. I'd rather you had kind of blended it, and if nothing else, if that's the case, I'll let the, you know, the dead spots. It wasn't like it was a bunch of dead spots, so my hair was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I just let the dead spots fill in. My hair don't grow crazy fast, you know what I mean? Again, went for a shape up. My hair in the front, I checked the, you know, length on it, because like I said, I did 2 twists to see how the machine would go, and I'm like, oh yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting home and doing this, because I was like, yeah, we finna be fresh, and this was dry. I didn't even put no kind of, you know, cream, conditioner, holding, styling gel, nothing on it. So I'm like, it look like that dry? Oh yeah, this good. When I get back and I wash it and stuff, man, we in the game. Again, shape up. I had a long hair, all sides even, and 3 years ago, I had went to try a new barber that my homeboy Lee had put me on or whatever. His barber was busy. I ain't finna be sitting here waiting out there. I got stuff to go do. I just had buddy. It was a brother in there, because it was a Spanish barbershop. It was a brother in there. He was like, I'm like, can you shape me up? He's like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, cool. He's like, which one? I'm like, shape up. He's like, all right, I'm gonna shape it for you. Again, shape to me means, because you see that my hair is even all around. Like, it was even then. Front to back, same length, everything good. This father mucker gave me a high top. Cut my back naked, killed all my little drop, killed my sides. Who the fuck? Who asked for this? I didn't ask. 38 hot, boy. A year hair growth down the drain. So, and then it was stupid because the next week or two is when I found a lady to braid my hair. And so now she braided, and I got neckies when my shit would have had a little dangle to it. Pissed off. So here we go, 3 years go by. Like I say, my drop down caught up with the rest of my hair, everything even, we good, my hair is healthy, whatever. Go to just get a shape up, bro. Just hit my line for me. Nobody prepared you to go from what I showed you to this. What the hell? Again, before I got to him, when I measured, my hair in the front came down here, chinning. Look at this shit. My eyes. What the fuck? And the nutty part was, right, so when Buddy was about finished, I was like, yeah, man, I appreciate you. Because last time, or the last guy I had, the new barber I tried, I told him I wanted to shape up. And this dude cut my hair into a high top. He cut my hair at his crib, but I met him doing lift, and he was a client or whatever. I dropped him off, and I'm like, yeah, you know, how y'all cutting? And he like, man, we dope, da-da-da, whatever. I'm like, oh, you cut? He like, yeah. I'm like, cool. He was like, yeah, I got you, bro. Lock in with me. So, like I said, I'm like, all right. I told him about the last barber, man. He pushed my line back, da-da-da, whatever. He like, yeah, nah, bro, I got you. Rock with me. Lock in. And like I said, I'm like, all right, man, you know, Christmas and all that coming up. I done gave my hair 2 months. Hairline still ain't back. Look at this shit. Hairline still. And he followed behind Buddy. You see what my hair is? That's at least a quarter, if not a third of an inch of hair. Or hairline pushed back. But I'm finna be 40 soon. I don't need y'all pushing my shit back. I can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I say that about the guy that gave me the high top or whatever. I'm like, y'all appreciate, you know, understanding what I was saying or whatever. Because last dude that cut my hair, that's what it was. And part of it is on me because I got, like I say, you know, I've been locked in with my barber for the last 2 years, even though he ain't locked in with me. I don't know where the hell he at. So that, you know, that curse of me and barbers or whatever. And, you know, first, I got a double whammy for the end of the year. Birthday cut fucked up because Buddy pushed my line back. Go back, he pushed my line back too and take my hair off. I could deal with Buddy pushing my line back. That's fine. That shit'll grow. Bro, you cut off in some areas up to 6 to 7 inches of hair. That shit. I'm doing my research and learning, you know, I done learned a little bit about my hair over the last few years or whatever, how to keep it healthy, but it don't matter. Even if I grow all 7 and more inches back next year on my own, guess what I'm gonna be thinking? Hell, if you hadn't cut it, the shit'd be halfway down my back now. There's nothing I can do to get that 7 back. So I'm still like, I was super pissed off. Like I said, so when I said it, his face dropped like, oh shit, bro, that ain't what you want. That's what I did. All right, him in the mirror, and I'm like, yeah, nah, this wasn't what I was saying, dog. This wasn't it at all. So, you know what? I'm mad at me because I should have said we ain't cutting shit off. I should have just threw my shit in 2 ponytails, had him shape me up, No. So moving forward, no barbers will be quote unquote shaping or evening out. No, you line this up, I will find a beautician, stylist, somebody that does hair to understand what the hell I'm saying, or at least understands what needs to be done. Because you just went to, he was like, I'm gonna tape up your sides, which is what led to all the back and side. My barber, Blick, that was cutting my hair, he would, I'm gonna tape you up. What he would do was just blend the sides right here, boom, right to there. He wouldn't cut none off the side. There's no side on there no more. This shit is low. Bro, all this would go like down here before he cut it. This shit don't go past my ear now. That's gone. Again, drop was down my back. What drop? He dropped me off. So beyond pissed off, like I said, primarily at myself, because I assumed, you know, like I could sit down there in Blick chair. Blick been cutting my hair 2 years. You know, once we locked in, after the first cut, he kind of just knew, bro, don't cut. He don't want his hair cut at all. He's here to get a shape up, get his line straight, get his mustache and beard together, and go about his business. He's actively growing his hair. I didn't come in with a high top. I didn't ask for a high top. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? No, my shit even all around. I rock a mushroom. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chaz Birds. My dog said, he lied to a girl and said that he's called me mushroom because my hair in middle school was even all around or whatever. Anybody would call me that shit, but whatever, you know. So, but I take that. Yeah, nah, give me the toe. Even my shit out everywhere. So to have to start over, I'm like, all right, you know, it's a rebirth. I just seen somebody talking about the year of like dragon and a snake. I think this was a dragon year, and dragon is like shit in your skin or some shit like that. And then you got whichever year it is, dragon, snake, whichever one 2026 gonna be, is like a rebirth and, you know, shit and old stuff. So it was like, all right, you know, the lady who used to braid my hair, she helped all the growth that he cut off. He pretty much cut my hair to how it was when Buddy messed it up. Like I said, I met her a few weeks later and she did her thing, helping me learn how to take care of my hair and seeing the growth and, you know, filling in thin spots and stuff like that. So she no longer does my hair. Like I say, you know, unless I find somebody else, which at this point, I ain't even gonna say I'm looking for. I had the little 2-strand twist machine or whatever. I just use that, you know, and I can do my hair myself. So it's like, all right, now this journey will be all on me. It's not on nobody else. And I'm starting from where I was, because, like, you know, that first year where I, you know, decided to grow my hair, I wasn't getting it braided. I was just everything that I was just doing on my own or whatever. And then, like I say, Buddy he cut the shit just like this. Actually, it was a little bit better because I could at least get some braids in the back. He didn't tape it up like Buddy did, like naked or high or whatever you would call it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, down there go a beauty supply store. I was just looking for I'm looking for some botanical oil because they said that helps or whatever. So I'm gonna go in here, if they open, see if they got botanical oil, and buy me some of that down here in Georgia or whatever instead of waiting to get back home. But, you know, I'm like, all right, you know, this year is gonna be, like I said, a rebirth, and we started it this way. I have things that I'm already focused on, you know, like this is the goal, whatever. And now my hair is just on that list, which it wouldn't have been, because it would have just been, all right, shit, I'm just styling. No, now I'm actively working on growing what Buddy took from me. Boy, no, I'm not gonna say that, but I felt like somebody took something from me. I felt violated. And it's funny because when I got home, you know, my two brothers, they was like, yeah, it looked different. I ain't know, not showed them a picture that I, you know, looked at on here like, bro, that was the last time my hair was blew out or whatever. And this was 7 months ago in May. My hair was that long. It had gotten longer. Like I say, it wasn't as even and healthy, but it had gotten longer in some spots or whatever. And he took all that. Took it and took the extra, because nowhere was my hair as low as it is on the sides and the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, my shit wasn't like this. You just took it upon yourself to do whatever. Or bad communication on my end and you hearing and understanding whatever. So, cool dude. We was in there laughing and joking. That's no problem. I be getting people distracted, because the same thing happened with the dang on, which car was that? My Chevy Cruze I had in there, and I get people talking and distracted, and got the lady talking and distracted, and she done put no dang on gap on here. So when the car get totaled, because she put no, I'm like, I remember we was talking about Dave Ramsey and whatever. Well, it ain't on there. Go look at the paperwork. Sure shit. She's so caught up in the conversation and us talking about making sure I'm getting gap because of Dave Ramsey. She still clicked no. So I'm gonna shut the hell up and let people do their jobs from now on. But about to get on this road, man. Pick up these funky boys, the Autobots, and go head back. Also, sidebar, side note, whatever. We sitting there last night, and my oldest son mom put on Transformers. I'm like, okay, as far as I know, I done seen all of them. How the hell I missed the second Transformers with Mark Wahlberg that came out in 2017? I know in 2017 I had moved to a different city and my youngest was born, so I was like, man, I really was, you know, in a different space, then, you know, adjusted to being somewhere new, and then adjusting to having a new baby and driving back. And I missed the whole Transformers movie. I saw the newest when it came out. I want to say the year before last. We went to the movies and seen that, but this one here, nope, missed it. And that done been 8 years ago now. I was shocked, but I watched it and it was really good or whatever. So the next time we do this, man, it would be either, would it be the 30th or New Year's night? I think, let me see, let me get to the calendar, hang on. Yeah, so next Wednesday is the 31st, which is the day we're supposed to do it on. That'll be 2 videos if I do it that way. So I think, no, I have to do it on the 31st. Matter of fact, I think I'll do it New Year's night and cross over into the 1st. And then, yeah, we'll start that way. So New Year's night, New Year's Day, Happy New Year resolution, all that stuff. So I'm gonna do it as the ball drop, and I'll record some of that, and then I go finish the rest and stitch it all together. So it's been a up and down year, but all in all a good year, I'll say, my boy. And we hoping that, you know, especially with all the momentum we got with, you know, this trash ass haircut, whatever, just something smaller, man. It's just had to grow back, hopefully, if it don't heal. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, I showed my youngest a video. I was like, oh, Throwback Thursday. I showed him a video of me with my oldest son, with his brother or whatever. You had waves? What? Boy, Float King over here. You dang right your pops had waves before I had braids, yeah. And he was like, he's never seen, well, I mean, he was little, you know, because like I said, he just turned 8, and it's 2025. Now he's born 2017. I started growing my hair 2021, so he was 3, about to be 4. He don't remember, you know what I'm saying, me having waves or whatever, too far back to remember vividly. But, like, yeah, so, you know, if it depend on me. If I'm like, F it, it's too much, or I don't care no more, I cut it. If not, I grow it. But be kind to yourself. I love you, my boy. And I'll catch you next week / next year. All right, peace. Oh, yeah, don't forget, everything we working on is overnights, plural, with an S, not overnight.